Recently, at a festival in Las Vegas, Nevada, a Nazi seen here wearing the 2 lightning bolts was booted out of said festival in Las Vegas, Nevada. And what this shows is a few things. The first is, how did he get in with this shirt? I understand that security's making probably minimum wage, if not a little above. And maybe they did not see it. Or maybe they thought it was part of a band. But why, oh why, would this man be allowed to wear this shirt into a music festival? Because what it does is enable this sort of behavior. The crowd would turn on him. They would go after him. And this also embodies what punk rock has been about. There have been many sayings about Nazis. There have been many ways of framing this entire discussion. But to see a cohesive, collective unit who is there for the arts go up against this guy and tell them, because of how he feels about the world, that he is not welcome here, quite honestly, warms my heart. I have seen signs in my city of Chicago that has said, "Make Nazis afraid again." And this is exactly what we should be doing. We should be making them afraid again. He would be escorted out with 2 lightning bolts on his back and go into the night in Nevada to another place. It reminds me of this.
That they are born of magic and fire, and so are all of we. You don't do that shit here.
When a Canadian punk band saw a member in the audience give a Nazi salute, and that's what occurred, then there was this.
Country and got welcomed with open arms so they can build a better life, then listen to us. If you were part of a union or working class people who were allowed to build a better life in the middle class in America, you listen to us. Because if you're out there buying those hats that these swindlers are selling at that fair, I'm sorry kids, I know there's kids here, then you're part of the problem, and I'll tell you why. Because you're being duped by the greatest swindler in the history of the world. You're being duped by a bunch of grifters and billionaires who don't give a about you or your family. They care about their tax breaks and the money they can put in their pocket. If you consider yourself a patriot and you're spouting off that election denying, I will fight you outside if you want to. Wake the up! We're working class people. These people are the rich, the billionaires, and they don't give a. Thank you for listening. 26 years as a band. If you call yourself a fan, you can give us 2 minutes.
The Dropkick Murphys taking care of business. Plus, a fan at their Terminal 5 show around 2013 would go on stage. And that one a-hole appears to throw up a Nazi salute. Thus, the bass player for the Murphys would also take matters into his own hands. And you know what? Who can blame him? There are many symbols within the punk rock scene that will never be allowed or allotted when it comes to their movement. And let me also be clear about something. The Dropkick Murphys, I'm going to finally see in person, it appears, when they come to Chicago at Riot Fest. So look, if you're out there, say what up. I will be there. I think it's going to be a fantastic show. We've also seen how the Dropkick Murphys have utilized their platform for good. And what really I was taken aback about was how many people really thought that they would be part of like a MAGA movement and a MAGA agenda, which just goes to show that people have lost the plot when it comes to punk rock. Punk rock is not built on creating a safe space for skinheads and Nazis. It is about fighting them, either with their words or their fists. I saw one Redditor say that he or she, they have never felt more safe than at a punk rock show, because what we have seen is the music transcends time while also advocating for anti-fascist movements. The fact that there are so many bands out there that have taken a hardcore stance against this goes to show that it is aging through its history in the arts. How they are continually putting out music and also fighting against those that want to see them gone and want to see the fascistic tendencies of man rise once more. I am proud to see this. And again, I do not advocate for violence, but I will say this: make them uncomfortable. Sort of like the crowd in Philadelphia a few years ago, maybe 2 years ago, that saw Patriot Front get into U-Hauls. I know that it went viral once again a few days ago, but a few years ago when they were in Philly, that's community. That's fighting against the darkest forces within society. And I'm here for it, and I love it. I love that this guy felt uncomfortable. You know why? Because me seeing that shirt makes me deeply uncomfortable. The same shirt that Hulk Hogan, at one of his Great American Beer meet and greets, took a picture with. A man wearing that shirt. Another wrestler named The Undertaker wore that shirt many years ago. That makes me uncomfortable. You know what doesn't? Confronting fascism. Confronting those through Christian nationalism believe that I should be eradicated. that believe that anyone who is not a white Christian male who follows their version of the Bible should be eradicated from society. So if they're showing up to punk rock shows, number one, they have no idea what they're listening to. It's sort of like, check it out on Demand a few years ago. A person actually tweeted, "I thought Rage Against the Machine spoke to me," and summarizing. And I didn't know that they were, I didn't like when they got so political. And then Tom Morello replies back, well, and you can guess what he stated in a tweet, basically calling the person illogical for not listening to any of the lyrics. And the second is, make these spaces uncomfortable for these people, because they feel comfortable enough waving these fighting, I can't even say fighting words. Words could be on the shirt, but they are fighting shirts. That is calling for the worst of man to rise. So yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm all for it. I appreciate it. I love it. Kudos to you. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.